Jauntier than Jeopardy and more timely than Trivial Crack. It's time for the 16th season of Quiz Kids.
It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by the San Mateo Credit Union. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you so much. We are so glad to be back here. Welcome, audience, and welcome to our two first teams of the season. First, as is appropriate, last season's champions, the Bellarmine Bells. And they are taking on the Mission San Jose Warriors. Welcome, gentlemen. Let's get started with our first 10-point toss-up question. In geology, this deformation structure is a fracture along which relative movement has occurred. The San Andreas is an example. Namit.
Fault.
That is correct for 10. For 25 points, which Monterey County town along the San Andreas Fault is the most closely observed earthquake zone in the world?
San Juan Bautista?
Yeah.
San Juan Bautista?
No, it's Parkfield. Here's your next toss-up. The mainland portion of this nation is known as Rio Muni. Which Spanish-speaking, yes, Anoop?
Equatorial Guinea.
That is correct. For 25 points, Bioko is southeast of the delta of which third longest river of Africa that passes through two namesake nations, one of which has its capital at Niamey.
Niger River.
That is correct. For 50 points, Bioko is within which bight that shares its name with a short-lived republic that broke away from Nigeria in the late 1960s?
Biafra.
You've got 50 points. Here's your next toss-up. After he helped fund the American Revolution, which drove his country bankrupt, this king was executed. Yes, Jarrett.
Louis XVI.
Correct. For 25 points, name Louis's wife, who historians agree never said, "Let them eat cake."
Marie Antoinette.
Correct. And for 50 points, Marie Antoinette wasn't born in France. Rather, she was a native of what other country?
Austria.
And you got 50 points. It looks like we've got two great teams here. Let's say hello to all our players, and then we'll continue. First, from Bellarmine, Jarek, you're a senior, and last summer you took part in a program at Carleton College, which last year you said you were going to do, and you called it Carleton Cabbage, but we're not going to say anything about that. Just makes you human, right? What was this class you took?
It was a class on Italian Renaissance history and Shakespeare's plays, sort of going back to ancient Rome and how Rome influenced both Italy and England during the Renaissance. Right,
and all the Romeo and Juliet and Timon of Athens, all of that stuff. Cool. I bet that was a fun way of looking at Shakespeare and history. John Chi, you taught English in Taiwan for 2 weeks last summer.
Yes.
And what was that like? How old were your students?
So about 5th or 6th grade.
Okay, and what was the most exciting learning moment for you with them?
Well, my students like to get up a lot, and so I had to tell them to sit down quite often, but they really liked playing ping pong. So we did end up playing ping pong a lot.
In English, though?
Yes.
You played ping pong in English.
Yes.
Fantastic. And Namit, you were last summer at UC Santa Cruz studying invasive snails.
Yeah,
So we're not going to play any more game. We're just going to talk invasive snails for the next 15, 20 minutes. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, they're pretty bad creatures, but needless to say, they did not move as fast as his ping pong students. So.
How long did you study snails?
About 10 weeks.
2 weeks of teaching English and 10 weeks of studying snails. This makes sense. Let's say hi to the Warriors. And Kelvin, you're a senior and have been a member of the Mission San Jose Marching Band for 4 years. What do you play?
I play the clarinet.
Do you do a lot of competitions?
Yes.
How was last fall's season?
It's been great. Playing a clarinet is not as tiring as playing a tuba or any of the other heavier instruments.
That is true. If you're going to march, you might as well march with a little clarinet. Very nice. Karthik, you're part of the robotics team, and you've been taking place in their competitions this year. What kind of robot did you have to build?
Yeah, so there's a challenge in which we're supposed to put balls inside of cylinders, and we're supposed to push those cylinders up ramps.
And is your robot doing that successfully?
Yeah, we went to a recent tournament and we got 4th place.
Congratulations, very nicely done. Anoop, you're part of the debate team at school, and you take part in public forum debates. What are public forum debates?
So public forum debate is 2 people versus 2 other people, and the topic rotates every month, and we debate political issues, either domestic or international.
And you have to be equally well-versed on both sides of the argument because you never know what you're going to do, huh?
Yeah, they tell you before the debate starts, and you have to have cases on both sides.
You may become a politician, Anoop. I'll vote for you. All right, you guys, let's go back and continue with the toss-ups. Here's your next 10-pointer. This type of proof is commonly used to prove statements over the natural numbers and is named for the second of its 2 steps. Yes, Karthik?
Induction.
That is right. For 25 points, what's the step in a proof by induction that traditionally comes before the inductive step? This shows that the statement is true for a starting number.
I think base case.
A base case.
That is right. And for 50 points, Pierre de Fermat used which proof by contradiction method, similar to an inductive proof, whose name sounds like what happens if you fall into a bottomless pit?
Cascading.
Infinite descent. Very dramatic. Here's your next toss-up. At 605 feet tall, it was the tallest building west of the Mississippi when it was completed. What structure, able to withstand 200-mile-per-hour winds and a 9.5 magnitude earthquake, dominates the Seattle skyline? Karthik.
The Space Needle.
That is right. For 25 points, for what 1962 event was the Space Needle and a companion monorail system constructed?
World's Fair.
That is right. For 50 points, 2 years later in 1964, another World's Fair opened in what eastern port city?
Boston.
New York. Next toss-up. This play includes the Queen's Closet and Gravedigger scenes. In what? Yes, John Chi.
Hamlet.
Correct. For 25 points, which self-serving courtier, the father of Laertes and Ophelia, is killed while eavesdropping?
Polonius. Polonius.
Right. And for 50 points, at the end of the play, which loyal friend tells Hamlet, "Good night, sweet prince"?
Horatio, right? Horatio.
Horatio for 50 points. Here's your next toss-up. This magazine published The Catbird Seat by James Thurber, a longtime contributor. What's the American magazine whose mascot is the monocle-wearing dandy Eustace Tilley? Anoop.
Mad.
No. You can steal, Bellarmine.
The New Yorker. New Yorker. The New Yorker.
You stole it. For 25 points, The New Yorker published a series of new journalist stories on the atomic bombing of Japan by which author of A Bell for Adano?
Johnson.
John Hersey. The Zagros Mountains lie predominantly in this nation. In what country would you find the cities of Tabriz and Mashhad? Anoop.
Iran.
That is right. For 25 points, which Iranian capital city, site of the Azadi Tower, lies just south of Iran's other principal mountain range, the Alborz?
Tehran.
Right. And for 50 points, directly north of Tehran, across the Alborz, is which saline body of water fed by the Volga and Ural rivers?
Black Sea.
The Caspian Sea. And that is the end of the round. We have a very close game, 120 for Bellarmine and a slight lead by Mission San Jose at 125. We'll be right back with the final round in this match. Don't go away.
San Mateo Credit Union. 60 years of experience providing financial services to the people of San Mateo County. Security, value, community, tradition. Where people are worth more than money. smcu.org. smcu.org.
Welcome back. At this point in our show, we always like to thank the coaches for the teams who work so hard to make them as intelligent as they appear on screen. Over here for Bellarmine, we have Chris Fleetus. And standing in for Mission San Jose's coach is Murali Barathala. Thank you, sir. Thank you, coaches. All right, gentlemen, it's the final round. I have 3 categories here, and we have a very close game. So each category contains 7 questions. For this round, the question value will be 30 points. I'll let Bellarmine choose their category first. You just need 1 question to get the lead, but you want to try and get all 7 to make life a little harder for Mission San Jose when it's their turn, okay? Today's categories are New Season, Planet Quiz, and It's Greek to Me. What category do you guys want?
It's Greek to me. Right. It's Greek to me.
It's Greek to me. All of the answers to these questions or phrases are Greek letters. Greek letters, okay? Which Greek letter comes first?
Alpha. Alpha.
Correct. Which Greek letter resembles a capital O with a crossbar?
Is it theta? Theta, right?
Theta.
That is right. Which Greek letter has a name literally meaning small o?
Is that iota?
Omicron?
I don't know. Omicron. That makes sense, I guess.
Omicron. Omicron.
That is right.
Yeah.
Which Greek letter names a consumer videotape format that lost out to VHS?
Guess one. I don't know. Gamma.
Yeah.
The
Gamma.
answer?
Gamma.
It's beta. The Betamax. Boy, we don't use that anymore. Which Greek letter names Northwest Airlines' 2008 merger partner?
Delta.
Yeah.
Delta.
Correct. Which Greek letter is an SI prefix meaning 10 to the minus sixth?
Yeah. Mu. Okay. Mu.
Mu is right. And finally, which Greek letter labels the weaker covalent bond in a double bond?
Weaker is pi. Pi.
That is right. You got 6 correct for 300 points. You're in the lead, but Mission San Jose, you have a chance to win this game by just giving me 6 correct answers, okay? Please choose your category between New Season and Planet Quiz.
Planet quiz.
Planet Quiz is it. Each of the answers is one of the 8 planets in the solar system. Note that some planets may be the answer to more than one question, okay? Of the 8 planets in the solar system, which one is the smallest?
Mercury. Mercury.
That is correct. Which of these planets has the most massive ring system?
Saturn. Saturn.
That is right. Which of the planets has the most known natural satellites?
Jupiter.
You are correct. Which of the planets is farthest from the sun?
Neptune. Neptune.
That is correct. Which of the planets is closest to the asteroid belt?
Mars. Why Jupiter? I think it's Mars. Sure. Yeah, I think so.
Mars.
That is right. If you get this question correct, you win the match. Which of the 8 planets in the solar system was once home to the Tethys Ocean?
Oh, Tethys. Uranus. No, Mars.
Mars.
No, it was Earth. One last question, one last chance. Which of the 8 planets in the solar system takes longer to rotate on its axis than to orbit the sun?
Or Venus. I think it was Venus. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Venus.
You win the game. Congratulations, Mission San Jose. Gentlemen, we will see you in future matches, and we'll be back with our second match of the game in just a moment. Don't go away. We are back, and we have switched out the teams and have brought in 2 teams that are veterans of Quiz Kids for many seasons. First, we have the Westmore Rams. And they are taking on the Harker Eagles. Welcome, Karen and gentlemen. Here's your first 10-point toss-up question. General Charles Leclerc led a military expedition to put down a revolt in this country. In the 20th century, which Francophone Caribbean country was led by Papa Doc? Yes, Nikhil.
Haiti?
That is right. For 25 points, a Haitian revolt was led by which freed slave who was eventually captured by French forces and executed in 1803?
Old Toussaint?
That's okay. Toussaint Louverture is correct. And for 50 points, following the revolt, which revolutionary declared himself the first emperor of Haiti and ruled from 1804 to 1806? Karen?
No answer.
That's Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Here's your next toss-up. They're named for a Native American village near present-day Tallahassee, Florida. The Cumberland Gap is a pass through what mountain range? Nikhil?
Appalachians?
That is right. For 25 points, the Cumberland Gap lies at the junction of Virginia, Tennessee, and which state currently represented by Mitch McConnell in Congress?
Kentucky.
That is right, for 50 points. In 2015, McConnell replaced which Nevada Democrat as Senate Majority Leader?
Reed.
Harry Reid is right for 50 points. Here's your next toss-up. It is said that to demonstrate his cleverness, this artist stood an egg upright by breaking its bottom. Which architect designed the dome of the Florence Cathedral? Yes, Nikhil.
Brunelleschi.
That is right. For 25 points, the city fathers of Florence forbade the use of what flying structures common in Gothic architecture?
Flying buttresses.
That is right. And for 50 points, Brunelleschi lost a competition to design the doors of the Florence Baptistery to which artist who designed the gates of paradise for the same building? Karen?
Michelangelo.
No, it's Lorenzo Ghiberti. And let's take a moment and meet the teams. At Westmore, we have 3 seniors who have all been playing Quiz Kids for 1,000,000 years, and yet they haven't scored yet. What's going on, Andrew? Senior, and last summer you took part in a Stanford program at Stanford University in medicine.
Yeah.
So is this a career that you're thinking of?
We were able to really see what it was like to be a physician or a nurse or anyone who works in a hospital setting. We interviewed them, and they really told us what to expect if we choose to pursue that career.
Did it inspire you or inspire fear?
It further strengthened my resolve to become a physician's assistant.
Excellent. Okay, well, good luck to you there. Brandon, you studied abroad for 4 weeks in South Korea last summer.
Yes.
What did you study?
I studied peace and politics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a part of the nation, the country, the world that you want to do that in. How was that?
It was pretty interesting. I think it was really interesting to see the DMZ and even stay at a Buddhist temple for a few days.
Fantastic. Great experience. Das Ball, you are experiencing, as you put it, all the freedom of being a second semester senior in high school.
Yep.
That inspires a lot of fear and worry in your parents and me and everybody else. So what is it like to be a second semester senior at Westmore?
I don't have to worry about standardized testing anymore.
That's true. That's good.
No offense to my teachers, but your classes, give or take, grades.
Don't have to worry about that or the grades or anything like
know.
that. I'm sure your teachers are watching and are filled with joy.
Yep. That's for you, Ms. Kruger.
Yeah, that's from, okay. Shout out to a very angry teacher. Harker Eagles, Nikhil, you guys have never played the game before. You're all new members of a veteran team, and you've got a lot of great Eagles to live up to. So, Nikhil, you're a 10th grader and a drama person. You took part in the fall play, Shakespeare's Immortal: A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah.
And you did it in a kind of a cool way. What did you do?
So we actually set it in Central Park in kind of a modern day setting.
Yeah.
So we took everything that Shakespeare did and we just transplanted it into the modern world and thought what would happen if all these people were put together here without their phones.
Did you talk with a New York accent, kind of?
No, we didn't go that far.
No, okay. Karen, you're a cellist.
Yes.
You're a junior. How long have you been playing the cello?
I've been playing the cello for around 5 years.
In a community orchestra. So what kind of music do you enjoy playing?
I really like all kinds of music, but in our orchestra we play a lot of classical pieces, but sometimes we play modern pieces too. We played Vita La Vida before.
That's fun on the cello, isn't it? Good. Rashab, you are part of your debate team at school.
That's correct.
And you take part in congressional debate. What does that look like when you go to the debate?
Well, it's sort of a mock Congress setting where we debate everything from public welfare to foreign affairs.
Okay. And are you getting more done than our current Congress is doing?
Not much.
Not much more. Uh-oh. Well, then let's just try and ignore all of the politics and go back to Quiz Kids, okay? Let's continue with your next toss-up question. Westmore would like to get on the board. Because of the lake that bears this country's name, it was considered as an alternate site for the waterway to link the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. What central... Yes, Das Ball.
Panama?
No. What Central American nation was rejected in favor of Panama for the canal? Harker, you can steal this. Karen, your answer.
Nicaragua?
That's right. For 25 points, name the lake that forms part of the Panama Canal.
Lake Nicaragua?
Well, you got Nicaragua. You can feel good about that. It's the Gatun Lake. Next toss-up. He became First Lord of the Admiralty in September 1939. 8 months later, who succeeded Neville Chamberlain as yes, Das Ball.
Winston Churchill.
That is right. For 25 points, what was the name given to the policy in which Chamberlain hoped to avoid war with Germany?
Appeasement.
Correct. And for 50 points, part of the appeasement was giving the Sudetenland to Germany. In what country was the Sudetenland located? Brandon?
France.
Czechoslovakia. Next toss-up. This artist released a song that asked, "How did I read the stars so wrong?" after her divorce from Russell Brand. Wide Awake. Karen.
Katy Perry.
The only one who knows this. Teenage Girls. All right, for 25 points, in which single from the 2013 album Prism does Katy Perry claim, "I am a champion," and vows to be louder than a lion?
Roar.
She's so embarrassed now, but you do know the answer, yes. And for 50 points, Roar has been criticized for its similarity to Brave, a song by which performer of King of Anything and Love Song?
Sarah Bareilles.
You got 50 points. Never say that a knowledge of pop culture is a bad thing. Next toss-up. 3 years before his death, he declined Richard Nixon's offer to be nominated for the position of Chief Justice. Name this attorney who was the first Republican candidate for president in 1944 and 1948. Das Ball.
Adlai Stevenson.
No. You can steal. Karen.
FDR.
No, it was Thomas Dewey. Dewey beats Truman, and I think Stevenson is rolling over in his grave right now. Next toss-up. If K is a positive constant, the equation R equals K generates a circle in this coordinate system. In what coordinates? Yes, Karen.
Polar.
Right. For 25 points, Archimedes studied what shape that's formed as a point revolves around and gets progressively further from a center.
Ellipse.
No, gets further from a center, a spiral. Next toss-up. One of the main villains of its 4th season was a Russian arms dealer named Isaac Sidorov, who captured Marty Deeks at the end of the season. Which CBS series centers on an office of special projects managed by the diminutive Hetty Lang? Nikhil.
NCIS?
Is that okay? All right, I need more. I need more than that.
NCIS LA?
That's right! For 25 points, which rapper stars as Sam Hanna on NCIS Los Angeles? They all turn to Karen for the rapper information. But she doesn't know. And the answer is?
2 Chainz.
LL Cool J. And that is the end of the round. 25 for Westmore, 180 for Harker. Let's see if you can catch up and beat them when we come back.
San Mateo Credit Union. 60 years of experience providing financial services to the people of San Mateo County. Security, value, community, tradition. Where people are worth more than money. smcu.org. smcu.org.
Just as these are veteran teams, we have 2 veteran coaches with us. From Westmore, Mr. Alan Bronstein. And from Harker, Mr. Bradley Stoll. Thank you so much, gentlemen. All right, we have 3 categories. 7 questions in each category. And for the purposes of this final round, they are worth 35 points per question. I will let Westmore choose first and see what you can do. You need 5 questions correct to overtake Harker, get the lead. I would advise you to try and get all 7, so Harker has to do a little bit more work. The categories today are Just Like Bob, What an Animal, and When in Rome.
Sure. What an animal.
What an animal. These are all animals in art. These are animals that featured in some kind of work of art, okay? Good luck. What animal is often shown being slain by St. George?
A lion.
A dragon. What animal is ridden by jockeys in Manet's The Races at Longchamp?
Horses?
They are ridden by jockeys, yes, anywhere. Which animal is a pet in Diego Velázquez's Las Maninas?
Is it a tiger? What is it? A tiger?
A dog.
Oh.
You need to get the next 4 questions correct. Which animal is held by Cecilia Gallerani in a Leonardo da Vinci work?
A parrot?
Close, an ermine. That means that Harker wins the game. Congratulations, Harker. Westmore, we'll see you guys next week in another round. We'll see all of you next week. So until then, bye-bye.